So when it comes to roads, they're in pretty bad condition. But despite those millions of pounds in taxes that we've all contributed to, the roads in the UK have gotten far worse. The article says that the number of potholes reported in Leeds has risen by almost 60% in the last 5 years, with 13,722 reports last year alone. So that's almost 14,000 potholes reported in a single year. And later on in the video, we'll actually see an article where the local council has asked the residents to fix the potholes themselves. Like, honestly, can you imagine that? But 14,000 individual reports is actually pretty mad. Because let's face it, things like this, they really do just seem to get worse and worse. Because sometimes we do see stories about society falling apart. But this is like the actual physical state of the UK. Like, it's a pretty fundamental situation. But in terms of that 14,000 number, you know it's going to take the government a very, very long time to fix them. Because what you got to remember is that if they send those council workers, you know they're just going to sit in that work van instead of actually fixing the potholes. But luckily for us today, the council do actually say how long it's going to take to fix all these potholes. Because it estimates that there's a backlog of potholes of 19.5 years. And it goes on to say that it would take £288 million just to bring the roads up to an acceptable standard. So before we move on to the next story, that's almost 20 years worth of potholes in one city in the UK. And they want over $250 million to fix it. Like, it's pretty much a problem that's never going away. Because potholes just seem to be popping down left, right and centre. It's essentially just a game of whack-a-mole. But as I always like to say, you pay your taxes to keep your car roadworthy. But the government and the council don't use that money to keep the roads car-worthy. That is a dynamic that you should never forget. I mean, especially when it's coming up to your next MOT. You should just keep that in the back of your mind. Which brings us on to this headline here. It says that potholes are your problem to fix. And that was the council telling a 101-year-old woman. And it is just one anecdotal case, so I didn't actually think it was worth a full video. And it is just a side road, but it is a road nonetheless. It was originally laid by the council, but now the residents have just been told to fix it themselves. I'm guessing that they mean they got to pay the council to do it, because there's no way the health and safety on the council would let them get away with it. Like, if they just filled it with their own type of tarmac or something like that, I don't think the council would be keen on that. But it just goes to show you exactly where the priorities of the government and the council are, because they'll happily take your money every month. But when it comes to fixing the roads, well, they're just out there telling a 101-year-old grandma to swivel. I don't know. It just seems a bit odd. It's a bit like this video, where migrants have been given free homes. So, thank you to the 28,744 subscribers. Thank you to the channel members. And Donald, why do migrants get free homes?
This country has gone crazy.